Welcome to the Migration Minute, brought to you by the Wild Faith Podcast. My name is Luke Timmons, and this is a new segment that we're launching here because after ducks and bucks, I don't want to stop talking about duck hunting. So came up with this idea, and Cal Ness is in the house. He's going to be our first guest of the fall season for the Migration Minute. And Cal, buddy, how you doing?
What up, man? How are you? I'm good.
Good. Family's good.
Yeah.
Everything's good up there.
Yeah, man. It's a little busier than you'd want it to be, but it's all good.
Yep. Been able to
It's
get out
this
hunting,
time
right?
of year, man.
Yeah, exactly.
It's this time of year. It's like you're trying to balance everything, work and hunting and family, and
Yep.
being a good dad and a good husband, but also being a complete degenerate, being on the road way too much,
Yep.
hunting too much. So but it's great. It's my favorite time of year. It's
Yep.
like all the best things of the year are now. They're all hitting us right now. It's hunting, it's football season, it's
Right.
changing of the weather. It's like you can wear a t-shirt or a hoodie. It's your choice.
Yep.
It's the best. It's the best time of year.
Yeah, now that we finally kicked that 90-degree weekend stuff, that was
Right.
brutal. That was
brutal.
But
Yeah, that kind of screwed up opener, I think, for some folks.
Yeah, well, I guess I was texting you. I'm like, I didn't even get out for opening morning, and coaching the kids' football game, and then I had a buddy text me and he goes, "You want to go sweat it out for some ducks?" I'm like, "Well, I'm not gonna say no." So
You
end up
gotta do that.
he was like, "Well, I'm gonna bring my girls with," and I was like, "Oh, I'll bring my two boys with." So we ended up going out. And it's funny. I sent like a Snapchat to a couple of people of us rolling out in the boat and like time to kill some ducks. And maybe like 10 minutes later, we literally got stuck. Had to have a buddy come down, help us out. He took me and the kids back to the landing. My wife came down, picked up the kids, and then we spent like 30 minutes to an hour shoveling mud.
Sounds exactly like what duck opening week should be.
Yeah, the fun stuff, right?
What can go wrong will go wrong.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Learn from it and
man.
pivot on. But yeah, so
Have
like
you
I
been
said,
out other than that then? Just the one couple days there, 2 days?
just that day, and then did sneak out this morning with this cold front that we've now finally gotten. Went out with the same guy, no kids this time. They got school, so we both took out of work and
No time for them to shovel.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, get them ready for winter, right?
For sure. That's why you had all those kids, right, dude? So that eventually
totally.
they can shovel you out of.
They can do all the fun
hole.
stuff. Right. Well, that's like for sure. Go pick up the decoys. Go walk through that section for pheasant hunting. It's the good stuff, right?
That's why my dad had kids, for sure.
Exactly. Yeah.
For free labor.
Yeah. There's no laws against that, right?
No, not at all. They can't prove any of that.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess now I'm kind of.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Now they
myself,
got your word on it, but yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
I love it. It's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
I'll
Just
go to
want
court over that.
Was that?
I'll go to court over that.
Good stuff. But yeah, just wanted to just kind of pick your brain. And like I said, this is the Migration Minute. So really just kind of want to get a picture, paint the picture of what you're seeing right now for bird numbers. You're kind of, more northern Minnesota-ish. So what just kind of you've been seeing these last couple weeks?
Yeah. I mean, I am optimistic, dude.
Mm-hmm.
The reality is like you get the reports, you see the reports. To be honest, like it really depends on what those actually mean for you.
Sure.
They can say mallard numbers or duck numbers are down 10%, and you can go out and have the best year you've ever had. So it's so area specific as to how that's affecting you and the migration, and it depends if you're in a place where you're getting a lot of migrating ducks or not. The one thing I'll say that's kind of been interesting this year so far is like tons of mallards that are plumed out.
Really?
Which is very weird. Yeah. Like this time of year, you're usually shooting a lot of like ducks that, I mean, in the air, you're not sure if it's a hen or a drake until you bring it back. Like some of those eclipse mallards, like you gotta study those for a while. No, I luckily haven't done the Gadwall for mallard mistake yet, but definitely like it is tough to tell with some of those drake mallards.
Sure.
But man, like we've shot, like some plumed out, like some nice looking ducks. And I'm optimistic. I think we've had a lot of water, which is great. So that's a huge piece of this. But I would say, man, like I'm super optimistic about what we're seeing. I just read a report couple days ago. There's a there's a bird. I don't know what it would actually. I think it's a bird sanctuary.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's a bird sanctuary, Whitefish Point Bird Observatory in Michigan.
Okay.
They've seen 5 days in a row of 1,000+ birds coming
Mm.
through, new migrating birds. So I think the migration is beginning.
Yeah.
I did see next weekend we're potentially going to have some pretty good northwest winds and a decent little cold front coming through. So I
Mm-hmm.
think it just kind of depends how that shakes out. But I'm super optimistic as far as early season goes. And now I've talked to a lot of people. Some people had a pretty tough opener, I think,
Yeah.
in Minnesota, but we had a great opener.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had the best opener I've ever had for sure.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, hunting mallards in a flooded cornfield.
Can't
Doesn't
beat
get
that.
much better than that. So
Yep.
it was awesome, and we saw birds. So I don't know, man. I mean, I think it's very dependent where you're at, but I'm optimistic.
Sure. And as far as just like now kind of switching it up just to like strategy and how you're adapting based on conditions, what you're set up on. I mean, like this time of the year you run in big giant spreads, smaller stuff, what does that kind of look like for you guys? Obviously probably
Kind
really
of
location
depends.
dependent.
Yeah, little location dependent, but I would say this time of year, we haven't gotten a ton of migrating birds in yet. So
Yep.
like right now, I'm probably throwing smaller spreads.
Yep.
Maybe a couple dozen decoys. And, if you want to push it a little bit, you could go to 3 or 4 dozen maybe, but I don't think you'd ever need right now. You probably don't need to go much more than that. I mean, the reality is like, unless you're hunting an area that's like a crazy migration flyway, like if you're hunting in, North Dakota right now, I mean, northern North Dakota or something like central North Dakota, you might be seeing a lot of migrating birds. And then
Mm-hmm.
depending on what you're hunting, you might want to throw a bigger spread, So, I mean, if you're hunting a field right now and you're seeing 1,000 mallards in it, well, yeah, like don't throw 2 dozen decoys, like throw
That's
more than
right.
that.
Yeah.
But if you're like hunting your little backwater place, like if I'm hunting around home right now, which I'm based just outside of Minneapolis, like if you're hunting around here right now, I probably wouldn't be throwing a big spread. Like you're
Yep.
probably not going to be seeing a bunch of migrating mallards coming through here at this time. So yeah, I think gauge it a little bit about where you're at. And I think the biggest thing I always tell people too is like, just look around you, dude. Like
Mm-hmm.
I think people don't take into consideration enough that, dude, if you're hunting and there's like 300 birds in town and 40 of them are using this field, don't put out 100 decoys, dude.
Yeah,
Like
that's right. They
these
know.
ducks or these geese, like they've been in this area, they know this area. If you start throwing out that many birds and they have not seen a lot of migrating birds coming in, like they're not that dumb.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just take that into consideration. I think when people are scouting, like people don't really understand what it is that they're doing when they're scouting. And like when you're scouting, you're a student of what you're about to hunt.
Mm.
Okay. And the best people that scout are the people that they scout and they take notes. All right.
Mm-hmm.
You're drawing the field or you're taking a screenshot on OnX and you're
Yep.
saying, hey, let me draw this out. Here's where I saw all these birds. Here are the 2 or 3 places in this field that we can actually hide.
Mm-hmm.
It's all that type of stuff where it's like what people do a lot of the time that I see, or when I'm hunting with new people or whatever, like, no, yeah, there's probably like 1,000 ducks in there. And you're like, okay, what are they doing? What do they look like? Are they feeding? Are they walking around? Are these birds coming and going? Are they staying in there for an hour?
Sure.
What time are they showing up? Where are they roosting? Where are they traveling to? Like a lot of people I don't think that people are doing the full homework of what it is to scout.
Yep.
And like if you had a perfect picture, if I'm like out scouting right now, the perfect picture of that is rough idea of how many birds, exactly where they're feeding at in this field. When they leave this field, where are they going? Whether it's
Mm-hmm.
to a roost or to a loaf, and what flight line is that on? Are they ever stopping on the way to feed another spot? Are they going straight there? What time did they show up? What time are they leaving? Where can you hide in this field? Like all these factors make a big, big difference when you're actually going out to hunt them. So to me, that is the biggest factor I'd be worried about, and then trying to replicate that the best you can. So if you're hunting 25 ducks, like please throw 6 or 12 decoys
Sure.
and don't throw 35 decoys. Like you're not going to have magically a bunch of new birds unless
Yeah.
you're just lucky on migration day showing up tomorrow. So be a student.
Mm-hmm.
When you're scouting, like be a student of what you're seeing and try your best to replicate that and offer that, safe, good feeling for those ducks.
Do you play like the weather into factor with when you're scouting too? Like, okay, yeah, there's 1,000 ducks in this field, but what's the weather doing? And then like going forward, is that the same kind of thing of like, yeah, okay, there's 1,000 ducks in there because it's this kind of weather, but it's going to be hot and miserable for the next week. You maybe not touching that. Just so dependent.
It's so dependent. It's
Yeah.
so dependent. I mean, it's really tough to say. And every situation that you're in is different. So the best
Right.
thing you can do again is just be a student, understand every bit of the situation. But
Sure.
yes, 100%. I'm watching the weather. I'm watching the weather every day right now. And
Yep.
like what I'll give you, you said, before we started this, like one tip that would be good for people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like watch the winds, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Where are your birds coming from?
Mm-hmm.
And what ideal wind gets those birds to you the easiest? So if my birds are coming out of central Saskatchewan, I want a northwest wind.
Right.
If your birds are coming out of central Saskatchewan and you're in Montana, well, you want a northeast wind.
Sure.
So like usually you're going to have a good idea probably of where your birds are at and if you're coming from. And if you don't, then just go on Google and search bird migration patterns. And
Mm-hmm.
there will be tons of maps that'll show you all this data of birds that they've tracked. Find your location in the United States and then trace the map. Where are those birds coming from? Right. And
Mm-hmm.
then decide based on that, what wind you need, because the birds are going to take the path of least resistance.
Sure.
So if they have a northwest wind, that wind is going to carry them to central Minnesota.
Yep.
So that is a big piece of this right now.
Okay.
As this time of year kind of comes and hits, you're watching that wind, you're watching that weather. If you get super hot days and there's no wind, you might have a terrible hunting day, dude. Like, I'm
Yep.
not saying don't go, but if it's 80 degrees and there's a 1 mile per hour wind,
Let's be
it might
reasonable.
be tough. It
Yeah.
might be
Right.
tough, dude.
Yeah.
So yeah, 100% watch the weather.
Yep.
Colder in the morning, that's better. And another thing too, people don't see is like if it says it's going to be like 75 degrees during the day,
Mm-hmm.
well, what's it going to be at 7 a.m.?
Right.
Because you don't really care if it's going to be 75 at 3 p.m.
No.
You want to know, is it going to be 45 or is it going to be 65 when I wake up?
Yep.
And that's a big factor of it too.
Sure. Yeah. It's funny because Evan and I were just recording a pod talking about like the October lull for deer hunting. Do you think that's somewhat similar to duck hunting, where like October's kind of can be a really weird month just because pressure's ramping up, these ducks are now getting shot at, might be really hot like you're just talking about?
Oh, October lull, that's deer hunting? No, bud. October lull is duck hunting. Duck hunting has the October lull. I
Yeah.
don't know about deer, but yeah, man, we
Yep.
always talk about, the October lull. October is like, unless you get a weird year, it's
Mm-hmm.
for sure going to be your worst like 30 days hunting probably. Unless you get a weird year. And some guys who get lucky, you have either you're in a great spot in the country where October's great, or
Mm-hmm.
you could be in a spot where, it's like if you're in central Minnesota, like if you're in Minneapolis area, like October's terrible.
Terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. What
So,
before we let you go here, 'cause,
yeah.
what is one thing that, even though it's early yet, but what's one thing that you've learned this season, good, bad, or ugly?
I don't know if I've learned anything yet. I would say if I had one takeaway so
Mm-hmm.
far,
Yeah.
like, dude, if this is something that I think I've been thinking about for a little while, but like if you live in an area where like duck hunting is not really good all the time, like where I'm at, like if you're
Sure.
west of Minneapolis a little bit, dude, like you're not like crushing birds here, like
Mm-hmm.
traditionally. You're gonna have some good days, but this is not like a hot spot. It's not like being in Saskatchewan. So, dude, like just make the most of it, man. Like go into it with the right frame of mind. I think. Here's one thing. Here's one thing. I didn't learn this. I didn't really learn this year, but I think you know I've thought a lot about this. And even after our trip that me and you went on to Kansas,
Sure.
right? If you think you're about to have a banger, Don't say anything, dude.
Don't jinx it.
Shut up, bro. Shut
so
up, man. Just let it happen.
Yeah.
You know, and the worst thing you can do, which happens to guys all the time, people do this, they call their buddy up, dude,
gotta get
we are going to have an insane hunt tomorrow. You got to get here. Whatever it takes, man. Come out here. It's going to be insane. And then they show up, and then, you know what, man, what do the ducks do? Nothing you thought they were going to do. Yeah, they've been in that field for 7 days. Not today.
Not day 8.
You know, so, man, like, set your expectations at a point where it's not just about like, oh, we're going to have a banger hunt today. No, we're going to have fun. We have an opportunity to have a great hunt. And if we end up having a great hunt, then all went right in the world. But if it didn't, it's just another day in God's world, man. You have no control.
Yep. Amen, brother.
Yeah, that's what I would say. Go into it with the right expectations. Yep. Set your mindset in the right way so that you're out there to have fun and enjoy being out in God's creation. And then if you end up having those great hunts, then that's a perk. Top, even better, right? Dude. That's a cherry on top. Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah. Well, thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
You guys have the best of luck this
season.
Appreciate
you too, buddy.
Anyone listen, please go ahead, check out Joey and Cal with Midwest Flyways. They run a great ship over there and really enjoy watching you guys have some fun. So thanks again, man.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah. Appreciate we'll see you guys next time. Thank you for joining us on this journey through faith in the great outdoors. We hope today's episode has inspired you to seek God's presence in the wilderness and deepen your connection with nature. If you enjoyed today's discussion, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to the Wild Faith Podcast on your favorite platforms, including Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. By subscribing, you'll never miss an episode, and you'll continue to be a part of the Wild Faith Podcast community. We'd also love to hear from our listeners, so please don't hesitate to reach out with your questions, comments, or topic suggestions. You can connect with us on social media or through our website. Your feedback is important to us and helps us improve and tailor our content to better serve you. And always remember, the great outdoors isn't just a playground for hunting and fishing. It's a sanctuary for finding solace and spiritual renewal. As you gear up for that next adventure, I pray you find God's presence in the crackling of a campfire, the thrill of reeling in your catch, or the quiet solitude found in nature. Until next time, thank you for listening to the Wild Faith Podcast. Take care, and God bless.